So I was sitting there thinking, sitting on my throne, I was asking myself this question after watching that AFC Championship, NFC Championship. And I watched Tom Brady. I've been watching Tom Brady since he was in Michigan. I know his whole story. You know, I know a lot of people jumped on Tom Brady after, I want to say probably after they beat the Eagles. After they won that Super Bowl, I think people probably jumped on Tom Brady. Because a lot of people that I know wasn't Patriots fans. I mean, I guess it's kind of easy to be a Patriot fan as an adult, like being a Warrior fan as an adult. But I'm not knocking them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy to pick the teams that's winning, especially if they pretty much beating your team. So I guess it's kind of easy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I ain't knocking it or not, it's just sport. We all can like what we like. But it's kind of easy. Anyway, with that being said, I was asking myself this question, and I said, "Is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback that ever played?" The way I'm gonna answer this question is probably gonna make you even more confused because it's confusing to me. So anybody that know me know that I'm probably known for playing basketball and stuff. I played all sports. Be perfectly honest with you, baseball was my favorite sport growing up. But unfortunately, probably was like baseball, football, basketball. But unfortunately, when you play baseball or you play football, you got to pay for your uniforms and stuff. And so when it was time to pay for uniforms, times were a little bit tough. So, things couldn't be done. And I just couldn't muster up the courage enough to ask my mom to sacrifice, money like that when when we needed what we needed for me to play sports. So I ended up just probably playing basketball more so because fortunately when you play basketball, you just kind of got like free shorts and shirts. So just as long as you had somebody fill the permission slip out, play basketball, and that was that. Probably was better at basketball, probably, I think. But I really love football. Is like, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely a quarterback at heart. But not to get off topic, but to get back on topic. So the reason why I tell y'all that story is because the quarterback position, I feel, is like near and dear to me. I'm a quarterback guy. Some people's like, they like the corners and the running backs and the receivers, and some people like the O-line, D-line, and coaching part of it, aspect of it. But to me, it's something about controlling the team, controlling the offense, being basically a coach on the field, calling plays, killing plays, and spinning that football, especially a long bomb. I've hit home runs, I've dunked basketballs, but it ain't nothing like spinning that ball, for a touchdown or a long completion. That's like a beautiful thing. Excuse me, I told you I was on my throne. But again, the question is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback that ever played? Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback that ever played football. But he's not the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen. I don't know if that makes sense though. It's like, because I guess it's like, am I saying that because he's the most talented quarterback? Am I saying that because of his accomplishments? I don't know. I guess I kind of think of it like Robert Horry got 7 rings. Is he better than Charles Barkley or Kevin Durant? Probably not. Or if It's like, like if Tim Duncan was more athletic, would we consider him the greatest player of all time? I guess the athleticism definitely plays a role in it. Because most of the time, when you think of greatest players of all time in a sport, they usually are the most athletic. For example, you say most athletic or most versatile. You would say, well, Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player that ever played. Well, he was probably one of the greatest. He's probably the greatest hitter that ever played, and he probably could have been the greatest pitcher that ever played. Some people don't know that Babe Ruth played pitcher, or Willie Mays. He's probably the most athletic, or Barry Bonds, or Ken Griffey Jr. Or so on and so forth. Or if you say who's the greatest basketball players of all time, you would say probably Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Wilt Chamberlain, or Michael Jordan, or LeBron James. Those are athletic freaks in nature. Or you say boxers, you might say Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, or Floyd Mayweather Jr. But if Mario Lemieux in hockey, or Wayne Gretzky in hockey, like people like that, Alexander Ovechkin or Sidney Crosby, people like that, you would probably consider as the greatest players, the greatest athletes. You might consider them as the greatest players, but they also considered as like the greatest, almost like athletes in their sports, so like Serena Williams or Tiger Woods. You understand what I'm saying? Like most of the time, we consider the greatest people of a sport almost like the most athletic. And so that's the kind of battle that I have with it. You feel what I'm saying? It's like I feel like I've seen better quarterbacks. I've seen Aaron Rodgers. I've seen Dan Marino, and people like that. And so, it's like he's better for real. You know what I'm saying? Because he's accomplished way more with lesser talent, lesser ability. So I guess that could be something that puts him up higher if you look at it in that perspective. But it's like, most of the time when we judge who's the greatest of all time, we also put the athletic factor in. And I'll say it again. It's like, what if Tim Duncan was athletic? What if Tim Duncan was athletic like Kevin Garnett? With all his accomplishments, you probably would say he's the greatest of all time. Reason why we probably won't say Kevin Garnett's the greatest of all time, because he has the athleticism and accomplishments, but not as much as Timmy D. So what we do is we'll say Tim Duncan's the greatest power forward of all time. We don't say that about LeBron. We don't say LeBron's the greatest shooting forward. Small forward. Or Michael Jordan's the greatest shooting guard, or Kareem's the greatest center, or what was the greatest center? We just, because of their athletic ability, we'll just say they're the greatest. And so the question that I asked to y'all, the question that I asked to myself, is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback to ever play football? I guess the answer is yes, but he's not the greatest quarterback that I've ever seen, if that makes sense. But I've seen his whole career, and his accomplishments is like probably the greatest accomplishments. But it's almost like the Kareem thing. It's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the most accomplished. He's the most accomplished basketball player that the sport has ever had. I'm talking about high school, college, and pros. But we still don't consider him as the greatest. Most people. I don't know. Just let me know what you think, man. Is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback you ever seen? If you ask me, I would say, is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback of all time? I would say yes. But he's also not the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. I don't know. Kind of like, it's like the Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith people. You know what I'm saying? The comparison. It's like most people would say Barry Sanders is better, but Emmitt Smith is more accomplished. I guess I'll be trying to figure out, like, how do we we will put different situations, the same situation. We will treat the same situation differently to different players and positions. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about, man. I mean, I ain't knocking him. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying he's the greatest. I'm just saying he's not the greatest I've ever seen. Do you understand what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But let me know what y'all think, man. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, comment. Is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback ever? Yes, no, maybe. And tell me why, man. Again, peace and love, man. I appreciate you spending your time with J-Mo. One love.